What's that? Yes, I forgot to say why, yeah. That's so I can just set the camera down, not have to do anything, just be already ready. You want me going first, or does it matter?
Don't matter.
So, just documenting, yeah. All right, cool.
We're going to be in here to get denied public records. They call them public records, but they like to hold records like body camera footage, police reports. I can get anything as pertains to my case. It's all public information. They won't release it. $100 says when I walk in here, I won't get the body camera footage. $100.
So this is going to be Internal Affairs?
Yeah, Internal Affairs. I'm going to try to request the phone call I had with the sergeant here that was saying the office told him to arrest people for filming. Even if they're not breaking the law, they claim they got case law, and I asked him the case law. He doesn't have any case law on it. It's a total con job that's going on here, guys. And when I go in here, they're going to try to cover everything up, I guarantee it.
Going static.
Yeah, I'm about to.
If we don't, should probably go in, because they're probably gonna, I mean, you never know when someone's gonna call up here and say, yeah, they're out there in the front, fucking, you know, whatever the fuck they make up. Yeah. What's that?
I said that's good because you allowed me to buck their whole little story.
Exactly. Still won't keep them coming out here.
Oh yeah, it don't matter if it's on video, they'll still say you did something.
Yeah.
Even if you got video evidence that didn't happen.
Feels good in here. Feels good in here.
How's it going, guys? I'd like to see the internal affairs, please.
Okay. What's in regards to?
Filing a complaint on an officer, multiple officers actually. I filed a complaint here a few weeks ago and never heard any response to that.
Thank you.
Gotta check the bike out.
We've been having some additional issues with the police you got over at the municipal court. They're interfering with people's trials. I beg your pardon?
What kind of issues you run into?
When I was standing in line to file paperwork, I had an officer try to start a confrontation with me when I was standing there, then threatened me with arrest, of course. And the supervisor there, I believe, sent him home that day. I followed up with that situation today and requested to speak with the supervisor in regards to that matter. And we waited for about 30 minutes. And he said, oh yeah, it's gonna be a few minutes before our supervisor gets down here. And after waiting about 30 minutes, and I was told, oh, the supervisor's gonna meet, she ain't gonna be able to come out today. However, whenever the officer was trying to make a false arrest to go on the phone, I had my video on the phone talking to them. They had people down there, supervisor, multiple officers back up within a matter of 5 minutes.
Well, we got a big contract.
Last time nobody came.
You can request your records in here.
I know, I'm gonna deal with this first. You guys got complaint forms handy?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, because last time I was here, yeah, I'll take a complaint form.
You want anything before or after you talk, speaking of?
I'll take one now.
Don't want to forget.
Ma'am, did anybody help you?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my husband and my dad. They're in the restroom.
Oh.
Yes, thank you. Thank
You
you.
bet, you bet.
Thank you, sir, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Those almost look like Gestapo uniforms. The ones up north absolutely do.
I don't know the difference between a terrorist and a police officer these days. Especially ours.
Oh, sorry about that, man. You caught air.
Okay, thank you.
Real bad, man.
What's there?
Good, arresting people for filming like that, arresting guys in the street over here. Good, is it in good faith to arrest somebody for filming on the sidewalk? Arresting somebody for filming, is that in good faith?
Ask them if they're up to par on Turner v.
Your
Driver.
department does it, so I was asking you.
You want to speak to somebody? I got him for you.
Okay.
I just want to know if it's in good faith, was all.
We know Fort Worth knows about Turner v. Driver because it actually happened in Fort Worth, but Arlington might not be up to par with it.
I'm Jordan, how are you?
Are you know any of that?
Yep, I'm Sergeant Ross from Internal Affairs, ID 2264.
Would you like to,
Are you the one that said there was, the DA's office was telling you guys to arrest people for filming?
oh, no, I'm sorry.
That's a different sergeant? I have his name somewhere on my file, I'm gonna request that today.
I know one of the sergeants,
There was a sergeant.
804,
Probably better to
804,
come back around.
2780. So 317 2780. 80, yeah. Detective, Delgado. You're all right.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay, as I was
I read the
saying,
notes of the complaint in our system, and I saw a sergeant, I think it was Corporal Brown, sergeant, talk to you.
Corporal Round,
Corporal Brown.
Corporal Brown? You talking about Tabitha Brown or a different Brown? I never spoke to Tabitha Brown over the
No.
phone, I was arrested by
What I
Tabitha
said
Brown.
is, I believe you spoke with her sergeant who investigated your complaint.
Okay, I was
I
trying to
called you back
contact
on May
Criminal Affairs.
31st.
Right, and he was the one that was saying the DA's office has instructed them to arrest people, even when they're not breaking the law, and they had case law behind that. When I asked about the case law, you didn't have anything to say. I'm gonna be requesting that. Every single request I made has been denied at this point, including the body cam footage. Another thing I mentioned in that complaint was whenever I was locked in the back of the patrol car in over 90-degree weather, with the windows rolled up with the heat on full blast for several minutes.
Called hot
Is
box.
that a practice that's based in good faith?
He investigated that, and he addressed that with you in his phone call.
Okay, can I get the body cam footage of that?
Of what?
When I was sitting in the back, I want the body cam footage of the whole thing, the dash cam footage.
Well, body cam's attached to an officer, so
Right.
there's not gonna be a body cam footage of you in the backseat of a car.
Okay, well, they were in the
That
car,
wasn't
and
mine.
the cameras were on, I'd like to request that as long as.
I'm not sure if the camera.
They eat popcorn on Friday nights and they watch these videos and they laugh at us.
Our cars are not running all the time.
So you investigated or not?
No,
You didn't investigate?
Sergeant Rosado did.
So why'd you have somebody outside of Internal Affairs investigating the complaint?
That's our common practice. If it's depending on what the kind of complaint
So you
is, sometimes we have the employees chain of command investigate the complaint.
Okay, so you have officers clearly acting outside the law, and you have that sergeant of that officer investigate the complaint,
Yes.
and then not turn over any type of records as it pertains to it?
Are you referring to the camera footage?
I'm talking about the camera footage. Is that a practice in good faith, putting somebody in the back of the cop car with heat on full
We're
blast?
asking a couple of different questions at the same time. The camera footage is not going to be released until the criminal case is disposed of. That's common practice.
Well, I'm representing myself, actually.
So when the criminal case is completely done, with whatever court hearings or whatever, I'm not sure what exactly you have pending, But that is common practice for us not to release the video footage while there's still an open investigation.
Is arresting somebody for filming on a public sidewalk, is that basically the
Mr.
case?
Warden, I'm not gonna go through all
Is that
that.
the case?
I'm not gonna go through the hypotheticals.
Well, if you looked into this,
You've already-
you see what happened.
Mr. Warden, you filed your complaint, the police department investigated
Yeah, I
that
have an
complaint,
additional
and it's
complaint.
unfounded.
I have an additional complaint.
What is that?
The complaint I have now is when I'm representing myself at the municipal court, and you have officers there that are starting confrontations. When I'm standing in line, I'm on this,
What happened?
I was standing in line, I was waiting down by the officer. He says, hey, what's up? So I acknowledged and said, hey. And then he says, what's up?
Would that be Officer Douglas?
I didn't get his name. He called in for a supervisor and they came out and
Was this recently? Or like?
this was less than 2 weeks ago, about 9 or 10 days ago.
When you went and got the copy of the ticket?
No, this is when I was filed up for a speedy trial.
Yeah.
And,
I watched the video on that.
You seen the video on
You
that?
talked to Corporal Douglas, he went to him, he didn't go to you. So that's a mixture.
You said he didn't come to me?
No, sir, he was at the desk.
He was at the desk and waiting me down.
I didn't see if he waited you or not, he might have.
I don't think we're talking about the same guy, because there was another incident where an officer was waiting me down, and then says, hey, so I said, hey, he said, what's up? And I said, what, you wanna know why I'm here? And he's like, no, he was like, oh, I really don't care, and he turned around and his buddy started laughing. And I said, oh, you don't care? And he's like, no. So I said, okay, well, if you do, then the penal code states if a
Have you
person's
posted that
provoked.
video online?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
27,000 views.
I believe that's the same one we're talking about, where you talked to Officer Douglas for some time about your complaint about Officer Brown.
No, that's a different video.
So you went to the municipal court 2 times?
I went to the municipal court 2 times because I was filing a motion for speedy trial.
Okay, gotcha.
The first time I was there, I was requesting the ticket and who was involved in it.
Okay, my mistake.
After I got the ticket, I reviewed my footage and stuff. I went and filed motions. When I was there to file motions, that's when they were trying to interfere with my trial.
Okay.
It even says in the penal code for disorderly conduct, the person provoked, they can't be a defendant in disorderly conduct. It shows in the video I was provoked.
Who mentioned disorderly conduct?
The officer threatened me with arrest. After waving me down and engaged conversation, and then I was threatened.
Only time out people, don't block people. Let people say what they want.
Were you causing a scene there?
No, I was standing in line, I know business until I was approached by an officer working the front desk.
Is that video on your page?
Yes.
I'll go look at it.
Yeah, like I was saying, the guy, they were trying to threaten me with arrest, it was false. You can't provoke somebody, and then when they say something back to you, then claim you're the victim.
I would agree.
And that's what the law states.
I'm just in a
The
general
officer-
sense, I would agree with that.
Yeah, and I want to file a complaint in regards to that. I tried to take it up with the supervisor earlier today. Originally, I was told, who was it, Sergeant Tracy?
The one over here, where we just came from?
Yeah, it was Sergeant Tracy.
I believe it was.
I was told that Sergeant Tracy was gonna be coming out, and, this is gonna be a few minutes. The sergeant never came out.
They wanted you not to file a
What, was it,
complaint.
30 minutes?
Yeah, it was like 30, 45 minutes.
30, 45 minutes,
They just
something like that.
didn't want to take our complaint
And
process.
then I was told, we're not gonna be, she's not gonna be coming out here today.
Okay.
That's when I came back to Internal Affairs to file an official complaint.
So this all happened today?
Oh, yeah,
Trying
about
to file a complaint was today.
30 minutes ago.
Second trip to the city court, when was that about, last week?
Yeah, that was a little bit over a week. I want to say 9 or 10 days.
Yeah, she is the sergeant over the officers that work out at the court, so that makes sense, but I don't know any specifics as far as why she would come out or, but I can watch the video and certainly if there's any policy violations, I can reach out.
Kind of like the policy violation of Tabitha Brown had when she didn't identify herself and violated the First Amendment. And you said the Internal Affairs never even looked at that complaint. You said the sergeant.
We received your complaint and we put it on our internal tracking system and we sent it to the employee's chain of command. And when we do that, the immediate supervisor is typically charged with doing the investigation, and then that's going to be reviewed by the sergeant's lieutenant and then deputy chief, and that is sent back to internal affairs for us to look at and to keep record of.
So from the sergeant it goes up?
Yes, sir.
Or can it be ended with the sergeant?
No, it's required that the lieutenant and the deputy chief also look at it to make sure they concur with the sergeant's findings.
Because the bottom line is Houston v. Hill, Turner v. Driver, you have a right to film officers
You do.
in their course of duties.
You do.
Texas state law, interference with public duties. Speech alone is not interference, subsection D.
That's not completely true.
Yeah, it is.
Speech is a defense to prosecution. If the interference.
It has to provoke
is speech
violence.
alone, And I watch a lot of First Amendment audit videos, and a lot of times that statute is misquoted here in Texas.
What about criminal negligence?
Okay, hold on, let's not change the subject. because
Okay, go
This is
ahead.
an important point that I want to make sure that you understand. And I'm not going to argue the individual incident with Officer Brown, because that's already been reviewed. But speech can be interference. It is a defense to prosecution that the interference is speech alone, but it can be interference. It depends on what is being said. It depends on the specifics.
It doesn't say that.
It's like a bullhorn, like
Doesn't say that
a,
at all.
It does.
So it says depend on what being said.
No, that part is my language, but it does say that.
Because I'm going by the law, I'm not going by somebody's
And what it
language.
says, and I'm paraphrasing, but I think I'm pretty close in the way that I'm phrasing it, it says mere speech it is a defense to prosecution if the interference was merely speech. And by the defense to prosecution means it is still possibly an arrestable charge, but it is a defense that you can present at your trial that it was speech alone.
If you're displaying criminal negligence, the Supreme Court ruled Turner v. Driver, Houston v. Hill, that killing a police officer in the course of duty is not a criminal offense, it's protected First Amendment activity, free speech. I was arrested for free speech.
And there is a point.
actually, you were arrested because you had a camera in
I was
your
arrested
hand.
because I had a camera. There was other people sitting way closer.
We have people film us all the time. We're very familiar as a police department dealing with people that film us.
Obviously
So
not.
Filming is not illegal. You're absolutely right. But there comes a point where filming could be interference. And again, I'm not going to argue this.
He was on the other side of the
And what's
street.
crazy, yeah, I was actually on the whole other side of the street. I was on a public side. There wasn't even a crime scene tape up. There was no crime scene tape up.
Of course,
There wasn't even a
it's just-
stop.
It's a minor accident they were investigating. There would not be crime.
So it wasn't even an incident.
I'm sorry?
They were picking up like car parts.
It was a police investigation they were doing, but there's not crime scene tape on every police incident.
So nobody was even pulled over being arrested or nothing except for the person only.
There was no one being murdered or there was no rape or anything serious.
Is that based in good faith?
Until you showed up, then they made it serious.
Making an arrest for somebody filming on the sidewalk, is that based in good faith?
I think you're
You
kind of
can't, you
lumping
can't
up-
say yes or no, it's a yes or no question.
because you're
You said you've seen the video.
You're lumping together different terminologies that you picked up on. They're not making sense with the way you're.
I'm saying, is that arrest you seen with Captain Brown, was that based in good faith in your
It's already been
opinion?
investigated, you've been told.
Is it based in good faith, yes or no?
Sergeant Rosado unfounded.
It's a yes or no.
Filming itself can't be interference.
Your complaint against Officer Brown.
So you don't want to answer that question?
I'm not gonna answer it.
Was it based in good faith, yes or no?
Okay, anything new?
Yeah, you guys need to do your jobs properly.
Okay.
You guys obviously don't know what the First Amendment is. You don't know what criminal negligence is.
And the right to a
You
speedy
don't
trial,
understand the right
don't
to
know,
speak- well, that
you know,
was the judge
discovery.
that-
I understand you're not happy with
And there's a
this.
lot of people that are like
What
that.
is, what it boils down
That's what the
to,
court process is for, so.
Oh, yeah, where they deny your right to a speedy trial and will give you discovery?
what it boils down to is dragging the feet so that you'll forget about, once they dismiss it all, you won't file a civil lawsuit.
Good job protecting bad
You're welcome to
officers.
file civil
I hope you guys
lawsuits.
arrest more people for filming on the sidewalk, so I can feel safe.
Okay.
It's a victimless crime.
Okay.
Did anybody suffer loss or harm in that?
I'm gonna go look into the video that you posted about the second incident at City Hall. If there's
Yeah.
anything that I see as a policy violation, I'll reach out to you. I have your email address and I'll let you know.
Is identifying yourself as a
I'm
police
not
officer
gonna, we're not
policy?
gonna entertain.
Is that
any
part of your
more-
policy?
We're not gonna entertain any more hypothetical questions.
It's not a hypothetical question.
And I'm
Officer
gonna
didn't
instruct these
identify
officers to do
themselves.
the same, okay? Because we have other people that we have to help here on the phone and in the lobby. We're not gonna go back and forth all day.
Are you involved in telling officers to arrest people filming on the sidewalk too? With DA's office?
Thank you for your time.
They want to help out.
Hey.
We'll do it regularly.
Sir, don't reach your, neck on the chair.
Oh, what? I don't,
Oh, you can get that.
I'll get it for you. Trying to keep the children off the video.
They want to talk to me
There you
about basically what happened in my apartment, so,
We're not in your time.
yes, ma'am.
Can I get the record?
Saturday, the 10th.
Like this past Saturday, the 10th?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Reading crazy, man. You guys have a pencil I can use?
Yeah, they're right here. Whichever you want to use.
You guys got a Freedom of Information Act request?
Yeah.
I don't need to talk, you guys do it, I just need to fill something out.
Okay.
Yeah. they're-
How many you want? Just one?
You want one too?
I'm good.
You're good?
I'm just documenting.
All right, there you are.
Appreciate it.
And these are pens, yeah, you got 'em?
Yeah, I got one, thanks. Still live, bro?
Yes.
All right.
Oh,
Camera on the out.
yeah. I got you.
Say hi, Granny. Say hi. Say hi.
But we're in public.
Yeah, keep that camera on, buddy. Can't trust these people.
Are you gonna candy?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think there's some in our other jar.
No, I was. Because Frog's a troll. Don't block him.
Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Don't touch her. Just let her do what she do. Hey. Look.
Oh, okay.
I wrote the apartment, address and then my address. Yes, ma'am, 6002 Clear Branch Lane. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That's why I'm not blocking you. I believe in freedom of speech, even on the private platforms that I use on YouTube. Timing people out, it's a different story.
Yeah.
Well, it was just my office was asking.
Sure you do.
Report from the police station, so.
Well, I had success. I'm just in a hardship in my life at the moment.
Other than that.
I'm sure you being a troll and all, you've researched all about me and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I was very successful.
Okay.
I own my own company. Well, did till the tax forfeiture. Yep. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I can give you any more information.
Hey, you better be grateful. She didn't have to give you this.
Magician Tim. So you know my Facebook, huh? Yeah. I'm trying to keep that secret. Hence the.
Dude, that freaking internal affair, that was a total con job. That guy ain't good.
Yeah, I mean they work in the same building.
That guy's a total fraud.
It's kind of like the Better Business Bureau. What they do is they just let you vent.
You don't gotta talk to the police. She said, Mom, I'm scared. She said, are the police in there? I said, yes. She said, I don't like the police. She first.
Yeah, I've been.
Even little kids don't like the police.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so this is ready.
Yes, ma'am.
We expose the cops, that's what we do. Families.
It's kind of a new case, so I don't know about, it's very good. But there is,
Yeah, I mean, it don't matter. It's all public information anyway. And plus, I've made a lot of stuff private. I go by a different alias on Facebook because I'm smart. Because I know there's people like you out there that are looking for the last name Ricketts. But I don't even care. You can look at my Facebook. I don't really give a shit. I ain't got nothing to hide. Only thing that you're gonna find on my Facebook is a bunch of success. So if you wanna have at it, go right at it. All except for the probate shit that's going on in my life, but that's a whole nother issue. We're not here for that at the moment today, so we don't want to talk about it.
Yes, ma'am. Oh. You want to
I'm gonna give you like the.
Oh, thank you. I believe I've got a coincidentally radius estimates for my car.
That's fine.
2 weeks ago.
That actually helps. Get the story out.
Their phone street number, and then this is their office.
Okay.
I don't know. But it does, just even.
And from what I've seen, they're absolutely railroading Cody on this bullshit charge.
Stuff like that.
They don't even want to have a trial.
They don't even want.
That's how good evidence they don't even want to have a trial.
They don't want to have a trial, and they want to drag it out so you won't sue them.
They're trying to protect their assets, is all they're doing.
No, she just said if you once you get the estimate, just call us again.
Oh, no, ma'am, that was just the apartment's address. I don't know.
She just said, come on, drop it. I thought it was maybe as a case that was, she told me that I don't know.
No, well, it was just only about, just, they were just saying that they needed the report, so other than that, I would just have to.
What if the dude gave us a case number?
I don't know anything about a $500 million lawsuit. You know anything about a $500 million lawsuit?
Oh, yeah. No, that's what I was saying.
I don't know anything about.
Sorry, I'm trying to get this.
I don't know nothing about that. What the?
The one I found for.
I can refile a lawsuit from the last time I was arrested.
Yeah. Remember my very first video, the wall?
So that should be the one that I
No, yes.
I don't know what an OG is. I don't know what that means. I'm a nobody.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm requesting
At
the
1 a.m. yesterday.
phone call.
And
The
this
guy
is
said
the
his
one that she
name
used
was-
to call me. I was.
It was either Mazzato or Lieutenant Peterson. But he had called me and said on the phone that the DA's office were instructing officers to arrest people falsely for filming on a public sidewalk. I wasn't able to film it myself because I was busy doing something at the time, so I'm requesting that phone call to represent myself in a traffic ticket
I think that's
obstructing the street involving an Officer Tabitha Brown. So I want to request that phone call,
That is the south side, not here.
Oh, okay.
and I want to request the call from,
So I think.
the phone call, that was phone call, I believe was on May 30th or May 31st.
Okay.
And then I want to request the call, to have it in the municipal court on June
It
4th.
has to be straight to that detective.
I see.
Can you request discovery here?
Please, thank you.
Your phone number or
Appreciate it.
his phone number?
Through his phone number.
Through his phone number. This number that you put, this 817 number.
Yeah. The phone call they made to that number. And can I get an update on the last FOIA request that I filed here?
We have like 15 days.
You're ready to mute it.
Oh, wait, okay, wait. I gotta mute it for a second. Hold on.
Yeah, with the same email. information, notice I
It was
did.
sent to the AG's office for a little.
Oh, so I didn't get the body camera footage, police reports, nothing?
They sent.
Why can I not even have the police, can you tell me why? Can you give me a copy of that? A copy of whatever the result of that was.
There is no result. They sent it to the AG's office.
Okay, can I get a copy of that then, please?
A copy of them sending it to the AG's office?
Yes, ma'am.
Print it on, get it for you.
Told you they won't even let you have public records here anymore. I wonder why that is, why they would try to block a false arrest, but if there's evidence that it looked good on their behalf, they'd have no problem releasing that. When you got an officer making a false arrest, oh, we got to send it to the AG's office so he can deny it.
Oh, let me go.
Total con job in here.
Are you putting 2 charts? There's all 3 letters.
Hey, the good thing is at least she's attempting to actually fulfill your request. She's trying.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got these for you. This one, and then this one.
Go ahead, unmute it, there's not.
All right, so unmuted.
The public report, it was in, you should have got it in your email, like notification of it.
Yeah, they don't email me
There's
nothing.
it.
He can't even get a hold of his appointed lawyer. They ignored
I did
him.
not ask.
Yeah, I'd fire
Put a
him.
phone number on this request, so they can
Sui
call
juris
you
is the
when
best to
you know
do.
it's ready, instead of emailing you.
What?
This new request, you wanna put your phone number instead of.
Oh, I definitely don't want y'all to have my phone number. If somebody was wanting to put my number out there to harass me, you guys have no problem releasing that. It's only a problem when I'm requesting officer body camera footage or a police report. You guys can't even release a police report. What happened? I mean, how do you even?
They don't want to. They don't want to see the bad light on them.
Exactly. I know it ain't them. It's people above them.
Not y'all.
It's just a total con job, and a lot of people are upset about that. We have a right to these records. You don't have a right to keep them from us. And that's what's happening here.
Y'all are custodians of the record.
Y'all have a good day.
Total
Thank you.
y'all are trash. Let's get this.
Oh yeah. I keep. Yeah.
Complete garbage in here.
Well,
That's getting started from being started.
all right. Well,
See what I'm talking about?
I absolutely see what you're talking about, but I think the ladies in there, the ladies are just.
File a complaint.
They're just following orders, which I know is a bad thing, and you can't fucking. I know following orders is bad. That's a whole. I know that issue. I'm just saying,
They ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm just saying the whole fucking process is garbage, and it's unconstitutional.
I mean, there needs to be a better way. It's broken.
Well, it needs to be constitutional. It's unconstitutional. You have a right to speech trial. You have a right to public records.
Technically, this is all stemming from an incident where a bitch fucking just had her ego blown off.
And the officer couldn't say, it didn't even say, oh, if you say this or that, it makes it interference. It doesn't even say that in the law. That's what internal affairs said.
We gotta go the other way.
Must smoke a cigarette, man. That shit pisses me off.
I thought I had a temper, dude.
So freaking.
I'm a hothead. I'll tell you that right now. I mean,
All that on video?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good deal.
You want me to go? Well, I guess we can kill it now. Now we're just wasting time,
Yeah.
wasting people's time. But
That's the result of that, guys. Nothing is always. They don't want to have a trial. They don't want to give discovery. They don't want to give public records. They don't want to do nothing. But they have no problem taking you to jail just based on somebody's word.
yeah, and that's what the 6th or 7th commandment: don't falsify a witness. Or is that
The Bible says, "Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor." That's exactly what they do here.
They do it every day. And just about everybody that goes to jail, that's what it's because half the shit is victimless crimes, and they're just fucking tacking on fucking
You're
charges.
the victim when you're standing there holding a camera on a sidewalk filming a.
I'll tell you who. I'll tell you who the victim is. You.
I'm the victim for sure.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna waste any more of y'all's time. I appreciate y'all coming out. I appreciate y'all being with us. Hit the thumbs up, please share, do all that good stuff. Go over to Cody's, check his videos out, and we'll see you on the next live. I think I got one more notification, so if anything goes crazy, I got a little bit of battery left. But stay tuned. Later. And here we go.